to do your own light show or to not do your own light show? That's the question of the day as we get into that today. What's going on, guys? Matt in the Hat, Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the Hot List. I come to y'all Monday through Friday, each and every week around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. We hang out and talk real estate. We talk properties new to the market with recent price reductions or something unique about the property that I want to share with y'all, want y'all to know. I also answer a question of the day that is submitted by a listener of the podcast. And to find out how you get your question answered, all you got to do is just stick around till the end. And finally, I recognize and thank a sponsor of the week in our sponsor of the week segment each and every week. This week is no exception. And if you're interested in being a sponsor of the week, just hang out with me for a few minutes. We'll get to that and I will get you some info on it. So as you guys can see, it is not 12 o'clock. I had some meetings and some appointments today. Wasn't able to get this done beforehand, so I am doing it now. You can also see, for those of you on YouTube and Facebook, that I'm not wearing my traditional Santa style hat, but I do have a winter Christmas hat. So it is a picture of reindeer and it says lit up, which I think that fits me pretty well. So the property we're talking about today, the address is 621 Kennedy Street. It is in Burlington, just down the road, a little ways. It is a ranch style house, 4-bed, 2-bath. It's got 1,680 square feet of finished space, currently listed for $164,000, courtesy of TrustPoint Real Estate. Since this is a ranch style house, this one actually has an attached 2-car garage and it sits on 6 lots. So not just one lot with this house, you get 6 lots. So there's huge yard. Inside you've got a large kitchen. You've got a screened-in porch out back, large living room to entertain, as well as large bedrooms. These bedrooms are pretty good size. 2 out of the 4 of these are 12 by 12 bedrooms, and those are the small bedrooms. So definitely good size bedrooms. So click on the link in the description, and that will take you right to my website so you can see the pictures of the house for yourself. See and get an idea of the size of lot that this has. Since it sits on a corner lot, comes with 6 lots, not just one. So getting a ton of value right there off the bat with this. Before I get to the question of the day, I do want to recognize and thank our sponsor of the week this week, and that is First Start Pool and Patio. They are located right here in Emporia. Again, their address is 2929 West Highway 50, and if you're interested in reaching out to them, all you got to do is just call or swing by. You can call them 620-208-7665. They offer some products as well as different services and chemicals. Yesterday, we talked about one of the 2 style of hot tubs that they carry. Yesterday, we talked about the hot spring spas. Today, we're going to talk about the free flow spas. Now, the difference with these come in 10 different unique models. They're a little lighter weight, and these are designed to move with you. So these are more of a portable style hot tub designed to move with you. And these you can plug in and enjoy anywhere because these run off the standard 110 outlet. So that is very cool about these things. Plus they are energy efficient rating. So if you have any questions, all you got to do is just click on the link in the description. It'll take you right to First Start Pool's website, and you can get some more information and call them as well to get some information and what type of models are available. And if you are interested in being a sponsor of the week, all you got to do is just shoot me a message wherever you're listening to this, and we'll have a conversation, see if you are a good fit for being a sponsor of the week for the hot list, and we'll get you scheduled for a weekly spot. Again, I will talk about you, promote you Monday through Friday, and these can be seen and heard on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, and LinkedIn. All right. And now my favorite part of the day, and that is the question of the day. The question of the day is submitted by a listener of the podcast, and I've been doing this for over a year now. All the questions that I've answered Monday through Friday, they actually come from people that listen to the podcast. And I really love doing this because if I don't know an answer, I'm not only educating myself, I then get to educate you once I know a little bit more. Today's question is one of those questions. This is a question I was not expecting and I am not familiar with, so I spent some time doing some research and looking up some people online to see how this works. Should I do my own holiday light display? Like I said, I was definitely not expecting this question, somebody to ask me this kind of question. We all put up lights. I used to put up lights, nothing extensive, just a couple strings across the front porch. Now my light show and lights consists of me staking one of those I don't know what they're called, electronic light thingies on the house. That's the extent of what I do, and it works for me. We've all seen those light shows online that are synced to music. They're incredible, they're inspiring, they make you want to do it yourself. The neighborhood talks about it, and people come from all over town just to see your light show, see your display, and see what you have that's so different and so unique from anybody else. As I mentioned on the intro, disclosure for this, I have never done anything like this before, nor do I anticipate doing anything like this before, simply because that's just more than I want to do. But I can only imagine that it's quite a challenge and difficult to not only install some of those that you see, but sync those to music as well. Sure, it requires some technical skills and some know-how, especially once you combine the lights and the music. There are companies out there who can help you with this. They can put up lights, whether it's just simple lights or going all out Clark Griswold style on National Lampoons. So is this for you, or should you stick with something a little more modest? We're going to talk about 5 things to consider when doing your own holiday light show. Number 1 is display complexity. I figure this is a pretty good place to start because this can definitely influence your decision to take this on as a DIY project or hire it out. Now, you may not need to hire it out if you're capable of doing it yourself. That's great. More power to you. Or if you're going to do basic decorations like what I do, or maybe this is kind of what you do professionally and you already have all the equipment. However, if you're looking to go full Clark Griswold, you may consider hiring it out because they can help with there's companies that can help with the more large, elaborate displays and with any of the equipment that you may not have on hand in order to need to make this work. Number 2, available free time. Now, I know that a lot of us have some free time with COVID going on. Hopefully, most of us are back to work now, hopefully full time. I hope that you guys are. I truly do. And even with these more larger and complex displays, there are going to be a lot of time and effort needed to put into these. So is this something that you can get done in a day? Is this something that's going to be a weekend project, a weekly project? Just keep in mind, usually there's not going to be as much time available as you think there's going to be. You got to take into consideration other responsibilities or other obligations. You've got your work time, your family time. Even though you could make this a family event, family tradition, what other types of family activities do you have? With all of this going on, do you have time or will you make time to put up these displays and decorations? And, only you can answer that, because it may come down to those other obligations are more important than decorating, and your decorating may be stretched out to several days, maybe even weeks, just because of the little amount of time you're actually able to dedicate. So in that situation, you may consider hiring somebody out instead. And that brings us to number 3 on the list, which is necessary equipment. I'm sure we can all agree hanging lights is pretty simple for the most part. The challenge comes in when you don't have the necessary equipment or tools on hand. Now, don't get me wrong, you can get mounting hooks and other supplies pretty cheaply from the hardware store, just to string your standard lights up across your awning, your front porch, whatever, your railing, whatever the case may be. What if you want to do it a little bit taller? You want to go the roof line. You can't get on your roof line. Well, then you're going to have to get a taller ladder if you don't already have one, as well as any other equipment to reach areas that you want the lights to go. Then you've got additional items to store now that you've went and bought those. So again, hiring somebody who has this equipment may end up being a cheaper option instead of having to buy the additional equipment plus store the additional equipment. Number 4, technical configuration. How high tech do you want to go? How high tech are you? Some displays, like I mentioned earlier, are truly, truly impressive, and it makes you want to keep up with the Joneses. Some have computers or other specialized equipment that is synced across multiple setups and displays. Some even have projectors that project onto the house as well. Or there are some that I've seen on Pinterest that as you drive by, they transmit on FM band waves. So as you're driving by, the music is playing in your vehicle instead of driving the neighbors crazy with blasting that music. So that is very cool. If you're not tech savvy, this all sounds like a nightmare, and setting up the display might be more trouble than it's worth. This again is where hiring an expert with this experience, more tech savvy, can not only save you some time, but some sanity as well. And again, could save you money in the end, especially if you're going all out with some of these projectors, displays, computers, and electronics to sync everything and make everything work. And finally, that brings us to number 5, which are other services. So if you're still trying to decide if you can get your DIY on or hire it out, consider anything else that you may need help doing. So some of these services not just offer assistance with lights or displays, but they offer assistance with multiple parts of decorating. For example, decorating your tree or other displays inside your home itself. Some even offer custom decorations that have a consulting service to ensure that everything that they're going to bring in or that you're wanting to do will tie together and matches your existing themes throughout your house. And that is pretty cool itself. Of course, you can do this yourself. I'm not saying that you can't. It may be worth considering if you have a specific look or an over-the-top project in mind that you want to do, and you're just not sure how you can get it done if you have the skill, tech savviness, or capability of doing it. So that's 5 things to consider. Let's run through those one more time, just so they're fresh in your mind. If you're considering doing your own holiday light show, number 1 is display complexity. How simple or how complex do you want it to be? Are you going to just do something basic with a string of lights? Or are you going full on Clark Griswold and having every outlet, every plug-in filled and blowing through some breakers? Number 2, available free time. Let's not forget, this is going to take some time and some effort to set up, and you need to take that into account. Keep that in mind, especially for those larger displays, on top of your already family obligations and family time you're trying to make and be there for. Number 3, necessary equipment. Again, you can get simple brackets or hooks at the hardware store. What if you're wanting to go above and beyond and do lights in new areas that you're not able to reach? Are you going to have to buy additional equipment, displays, computers, and so on? And that takes us into number 4, which is the technical configuration. How are you going to sync those computers, those monitors, those displays, those projectors? How are you going to sync them all? Are you going to be able to do it yourself, or would it just be easier in the end to hire it out, have somebody else do it, and you can just sit back and watch the finished product? Finally, number 5, additional services. There are companies that do more than just these extensive setup and displays. They can set up, decorate lights on your tree. They can do other displays in your house, as well as have customized decorations and consulting services. So everything that you have in mind and you want to do as far as different themes in your house, all match. So I think that's very cool. Is it for you? That's not for me to decide. I know these extensive displays are not personally for me. It's just more than I want on my lawn, and more than I want seen. And that may be for you. So get your DIY on, contract, hire somebody out, get it done. Sooner the better. Good luck to you. Hopefully this helps answer your question. And until tomorrow, thank you for tuning in into the hot list. Again, I am Matt Johnson with Keller Williams Realty. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you tomorrow.